Hello, my wonderful people. Welcome to my platform. If it's your first time and you like what you see, please subscribe and put on your notification bell. It is very, very important because it will enable you to know when I upload a new video. I upload video on daily basis on what is happening across the globe, especially in Nigeria and in Biafran land. Do you know what? Abumada Biafra. Yes, I am a Biafran woman and I'm very proud to be a Biafra. I can never deny my identity. So before I do it, I analyze the video, I sit down there to watch it together with you. And I also want to seize this opportunity to appreciate those that I always use their program in my channel. I appreciate you. I give you all credit. Ibo ndị ọma na-ege ntị, ndị ọma njem ọnụ, ndị na-elele ihe onyonyo a ekene m unu, ka ọ dịrị unu niile na mma, ka Chukwu gọzie unu. As we hop into today's video, you are free to criticize, leave your opinion. Let us do it in a respectful and constructive manner. Remember,
has by and large been peaceful. They have not created an army with bombs, with RPGs, and so on and so forth, as we have seen with Boko Haram. Let me make this very clear. Boko Haram has announced and repudiated the Nigerian government and the Nigerian entity as apostates. And they have declared that they will Islamize Nigeria and take over Nigeria. And they have taken up arms against Nigeria and killed thousands of Nigerians and Nigerian forces. Now, this is to be contrasted with the Biafra agitation. The Biafra agitation is not for domination of Nigeria. On the contrary, it is saying Nigeria has unfairly dominated us, so we want to leave. So you can contrast those two movements. One wants to dominate and one wants to exit domination. And so you cannot on any level compare the two. Now, let me make a very interesting point here. I led the effort in the United States to designate Boko Haram as a foreign terrorist organization. When I did it, I was opposed by the likes of Ambassador John Campbell and 19 other American scholars. And we opposed them, and we successfully got the Obama administration to designate Boko Haram as a foreign terrorist organization. And this was because we saw clearly that it was a terrorist organization, it attacked Nigeria and killed also foreigners, and it was organized. So it met all the criteria. If you try to apply that same criteria to IPOB today, you will find that it fails to meet that threshold. As I jokingly once said, IPOB is the only terrorist organization without any terrorist atrocities that you can point to. Now, so that is the broad framework. But let me come down specifically to the question of his abduction recently. First of all, as a lawyer, I should make very clear that there were proceedings against Nnamdi Kanu that were going on in courts, and he had jumped bail. So the Nigerian government had a legitimate premise for seeking him to be in court. That said, let me make a very important factual clarification. Nnamdi Kanu was on bail. And while he was on bail, the Nigerian government sent forces to attack his home in Umuahia, and in the process, killed several of his supporters and destroyed the house. When this happened, I flew to Nigeria to conduct a fact-finding mission. I was in Uwere, I was in Okigwe, I was in Umuahia, I was in Aba, and I visited Nnamdi Kanu'S family home and saw the utter devastation there. Any sane human being under whom such an onslaught of military firepower was unleashed would escape for their lives. So it is my contention that Nnamdi Kanu jumped bail because the Nigerian government forced his hand. Had they not attacked him with such ferocity that even a neighbor of his was killed by slave bullets, And I went into her home and I saw the home and I saw the perforations in the wall. You can imagine the velocity of arms against his house that even people in neighboring compounds were killed. So Nnamdi Kanu had a legitimate basis for a jumping bail at that point in time. Okay, having clarified that, we now come to the issue of his abduction. Okay, let me make something very clear. Okay, under international law, there are norms and procedures for extracting or extraditing wanted persons from one country to another. Okay, there is no indication whatsoever that the Nigerian government followed any lawful means known to international law to return Nnamdi Kanu to Nigeria. All right, let me give you a few quick instances. In the first place, we all know that the Governor Ibori was wanted by the Europeans, by the British to be precise, and he was apprehended in the Middle East, and he was extradited to England to face proceedings. Similarly, even this very Nigerian administration, they wanted the former Attorney General of Nigeria, Adoke, and they procured him from abroad, and he was extradited to Nigeria. It is only in the case of Nnamdi Kanu that you cannot look at any discernible extradition process that was followed. And all of a sudden, overnight, you hear that the man was presented in court in Nigeria. How did that happen? To show you that this is not the way the international community behaves. This is not how the civilized world behaves. Let me give you two quick illustrations. The US government has been looking for Julian Assange, the founder of WikiLeaks, for, at this point, I think it is over 10 years. And they have, the man sought political asylum in an embassy in the UK. And he was there for years. The man is facing sexual crimes and so on and so forth. And do you know that as we speak, up till now, the process is still ongoing. But in the case of Nnamdi Kanu, mysteriously overnight, he was picked and brought to Nigeria. Let me bring you one last illustration about how the civilized world behaved. And I want to refer to the case which is in the public domain now of the police officer Abba Kyari. Remember that the United States of America has gone to a court and sought a warrant to have this man arrested. And they are following due process. But remember that it is the same United States whose citizen was abducted in Niger by Fulani headsmen and hidden in Nigeria. And the United States government sent troops to Nigeria, extracted their citizen, and eliminated 6 of the Fulani men who held him captive. Are you telling me that a United States that was able to do that could not have renditioned Abba Kyari from Nigeria? But the difference is clear. In one case, they were rescuing their citizen from the grip of kidnappers. And in this other case, they are looking for the citizen of a foreign country who they allege and have documented was involved in conspiracy with others to perpetrate fraud. The United States did not abduct Abba Kyari. They are following the due process under the mutual legal treaty that they have, the mutual assistance legal treaty that they have with Nigeria. So I've given you all of these illustrations to let you know that what has happened in Nigeria in the case of Nnamdi Kanu is a barefaced violation.
By raising up your two hands, and I would try to accommodate you. And I think Barrister here is going to also try to answer your question as much as we can within the time limit. Now let's look at the other case of Sunday Adeyemo, that's Sunday Igboho. He is also someone that is fighting for self-determination for the Oduduwa youth. And now Nigeria is trying or attempting to follow due process in his case. He is still in the Benin Republic of police custody, and they're trying now to extradite him following the process. But as you can see, it's taking a while. This is over 2-3 weeks now. Are you thinking, or I am thinking rather, that Nigeria kidnapped, according to your doctor Nnamdi Kanu'S, simply because they were afraid that if they were going to try to follow this process, it was going to take a while, and he may jump bail or he may escape again, and this is what they've been looking for. This is what they've been looking for a while. So I am going to just assume that that was their reason for doing what they did. Is it still against international law or against the international norms that you talked about?
Thank you very much for your question. Okay. Let me clarify here. In the case of Sunday Igboho, the government of Benin has tried to toe the path of the rule of law. That's why he didn't suddenly appear in a court in Nigeria. So, the process is ongoing, and, the matter is being heard. Now, I want to make an illustration. Do you know that in the United States, we have 50 states? My house where I live right now is 15 miles from the White House. But that 15 miles, the law 15 miles away is different from the law here. So if I were there right now, 15 miles away, and I committed a crime, basically, if I committed a crime here and I went 15 miles away towards the White House, this state will have to go to courts there to extradite me back to my home state for prosecution. So we're talking about the respect for laws between federal states in a country. Now, the Buhari administration is violating laws across international borders. And that is why this is such a travesty. I am very happy that the case of Sunday Igboho is being attended to with due process, and we hope that it will be resolved fairly. There is no legitimate reason for the Nigerian government to take up arms against this man, destroy his house, kill his guards and relatives, even arrest his cats, and then turn around and claim that he was launching insurgency against the Nigerian government. When? How? You see, it's very unfortunate that this government is intellectually deficient. They are morally bankrupt, and they're definitely intellectually impoverished. Otherwise, how can you go to a man's house, attack it, destroy everything, then come out and say the man attacked Nigeria or was planning to attack Nigeria? With what? With sugarcane or what? You see, it takes a very high level of dumbness and a very low level of IQ to be able to understand and rationalize and justify the actions of the Buhari regime. But I want to make a couple of points very clear here. You have mentioned two well-known personalities, Nnamdi Kanu from Southeast Nigeria and Sunday Igboho from Southwest Nigeria. I want to challenge you, Augusta. Can you name for me one prominent Boko Haram terrorist who is in Nigerian custody? Can you answer me that question?
Well, they've all been reformed, and most of them have been released.
Most of them have been released. So you cannot name one prominent Nigerian Boko Haram fighter who is in Nigerian custody, right?
I don't think I can.
Exactly. And you are a media professional who is very enlightened. Okay, let's leave that one. Name for me one Fulani headsman, terrorist, or kidnapper who is currently in Nigerian custody. I'm waiting. Your time starts now.
Okay, I know what you're saying, and I get your point. I am not arguing that.
Okay.
I am just, that's why we are discussing this, because
yes.
We are not arguing that.
All right, I'm going somewhere. I'm going somewhere with this, okay? So we've now shown you that an Igbo southwestern leader was abducted abroad. A Yoruba southeastern leader was attempted to be abducted abroad. No northern Boko Haram leader is in detention. No northern Fulani leader is in detention. Let me take it a step further. A few weeks ago, Bishop Kuka came to the United States and spoke in the US Congress. And what happened to him? He was insulted and subjected to all manners of insolence and insults by the regime of General Buhari. And the only reason that the honored Reverend gentleman was not carried in chains upon returning home to Nigeria is because of the global stature that he has. Okay? What does that tell you? It tells you that if you are from southern Nigeria, you are fair game to be arrested or harassed by the Nigerian regime. Then it goes further that if you are from northern Nigeria, but you are from the wrong region and the wrong religion, as Bishop Kuka is, whatever you do abroad, they will lambast you and attack you. So there's a very favored class in Nigeria today that are protected and are immune from consequences or liability for all of the atrocities they perpetrate. But others who make the offense of speaking out, Nnamdi Kanu, Sunday Igboho, Bishop Kuka, all of these people who made the crime of speaking out peacefully. Remember, I mentioned that there are two crimes that this government will punish you for: the crime of poverty and the crime of peaceful activism. When you do that, they will deal with you. And that is what has happened. To finally make my case here, let me mention to you another incident that just occurred. Do you recall the statements by the Emir of Muri during the Salah celebration? Augusta?
Yes, I can hear you.
Do you remember the remarks that the Emir of Muri made during his the Salah message?
Yes, I remember. I remember the reaction.
Exactly. And what did he say? He said that this Fulani headsmen, the Bororos, of which Buhari is one, that they came to this country and they were accepted as fellow Muslims, but that they began to abduct and rape their Muslim brothers as well, brothers and sisters as well. And so he now gave them 30 days to leave his domain, or he will kill their father, their mother, and so on and so forth. Has this emir been arrested? I want to know, maybe because I'm abroad, I'm not following the news. Has the emir of Muri been arrested for his remarks?
No, he has not.
Is he or is he not
a Fulani? Well, he probably is. I'm not aware of his tribe.
Exactly. So we have shown the level of injustice, the level of ethnocentricity, the level of discrimination, the level of apartheid that is being practiced in Nigeria. And I do not say those words lightly. The level of apartheid, certain people from the wrong region and wrong religion are subject to the kind of people who are sacred cows, no matter the atrocities they unleash, will not be subjected to. And that is what we have to call out as human rights activists.
But okay, I agree with most of what you said. But remember that Abubakar Shakau, the known leader of Boko Haram, they have been a lot of joint military force against him. Same also with the other leader that we know. I'm trying to remember his name now. Abu Masab. I can't really pronounce his name so well. I think Abu Masab.
Hello.
Masab and Baniwa, something like that. And they have been a lot of military action against them, even in the north. So let us give them a little bit of credit and say, at least They have made noise about these people. They have said,
you know what? Let me answer you.
although, yes, there's still the case of bearing them arms, but at least their leaders there've been actions against them.
Well, you know what? Let me deconstruct what you have just said. You talked about Abu Shekau. Okay, do you know that Nigerian army allegedly killed Abu Shekau over 6 times? Okay, how can you kill a person 6 times? Is it Jesus Christ that rises up again every day, after the 3rd day? 6 times. Now, finally, and remember that Abu Shekau had a $7 million reward placed on his head since 2012 by the Obama administration and renewed by the Trump administration, and nobody captured him. Are you trying to tell me that there's no one in Nigeria who wants $7 million? And despite all of this, Abu Shekau was never killed or captured. Do you know who ultimately killed Abu Shekau? It wasn't the Nigerian government. In spite of the billions of dollars that we've purportedly spent on arms, the person or the groups of persons who killed Abu Shekau were other terrorists from the ISWAP arm. How can a single individual who doesn't have Ministry of Defense, doesn't have Navy, doesn't have Army, doesn't have Air Force, just ground troops, okay, how can such a person hold the entire Nigerian military establishment to ransom? We have police, we have SSS, we have NIA, and we have assorted intelligence agencies and apparatus. And for whatever reason, you're telling me that the government could not get him for over 10 years? Look, let's be very honest with ourselves. General Buhari had said that Jonathan's war on terror was a war against his northern brothers. Okay? So don't tell me that these people did not find a way to protect their northern brothers when they came to power. We have received numerous reports from Nigerian military personnel who said that they approached his camp and they were about to liquidate him and they were giving orders to draw back. So, Augusta, I think that we should really reevaluate whether we can really apportion credit to these people, because I doubt that they have truly earned it.
Okay, so let us listen to the participants. I can see 2 hands up. Let's allow them to start asking questions. Mr. Marcel, your hand is up. Mr. Marcel, if you're here, kindly speak.
Thank you so much, Emma. I really appreciate your talk.
For always watching Linda's TV show. I will see you again in my next video. Remain blessed. I appreciate each and every one of you, and keep on watching Linda's TV show. If you have not yet subscribed, please, I beg you to do that so that you'll be getting more updates from me. Bye-bye.